is meteorologist Mark Molnar, and as always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. I hope everybody's having a very nice Independence Day weekend here. We're going to get right into the forecast for Tropical Storm Elsa. Elsa will make a big impact here in Florida, causing problems in Cuba and Jamaica. That will be fading to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for Florida, and then Thursday and Friday up the East Coast. Anywhere from 5 to 10 inches of rain in many parts of Florida, especially the western part of Florida. And we'll get locally higher. We'll get right into those amounts. What areas could see the greatest impact with this storm, and what does Elsa do after she moves across Florida? We're going to answer all of those questions. I got all the model data as well. And we got heat and humidity and severe weather, and the rest of the tropics will be dealing with a tropical wave and a big intertropical convergence zone. So, wow, we've got a lot to talk about on this Independence Day here across the country. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell button, smash that like button, leave a comment or question down below. Let's get right into it. Taking a look at the tropics, where big story is Tropical Storm Elsa. You can see moving over the portion of the southern part of Cuba and just on its way away from Jamaica at this point. It's going to make landfall in the west central portion of Cuba and then reemerge out of the Florida Straits and the Gulf of Mexico by the time of Monday occurs. So we'll be targeting portions of the western Keys and South Florida as well by about the time later Monday into Tuesday. We will have some somewhat re-strengthening here. We will be battling some southwesterly wind shear come later Monday into Tuesday as the system nears Florida. It will move up along the western coast of Florida and potentially making landfall just north of the Tampa Bay area. That would put Tampa Bay in the eastern semicircle of the system, so that would be where the greatest risk of severe weather, along with wave action and torrential rains as well, on the order of 7 to 11 inches. It's looking like. And that system will then be moving at a very slow pace as well. If you look at this, it really take a while, at least 3 days, to get rid of this system. And then it finally ejects to the northeast towards the Carolinas, maybe re-strengthening just slightly into a moderate tropical storm, and then off the Cape Cod coast by Friday. So we keep the system mostly off the eastern seaboard by the time later Thursday into Friday, and then it becomes just a fish storm at that point. So there you have it. That's what we're looking at here. Model consensus is really good on this system. The rest of the tropics, intertropical conversion zone, we're not looking too bad. I do have a tropical wave out here in the central Atlantic, moving towards the Lesser Antilles within a couple days. But nothing, no invest systems or anything like that at the current time. But we'll continue to watch it. Very active ITCZ out here. Gulf of Mexico satellite. A lot of thunderstorm activity. This is associated with a frontal boundary, stalled frontal boundary. This is what will give Tropical Storm Elsa some of that wind shear out of the southwest. So this is the one saving grace from keeping the storm from becoming a hurricane on Monday and later Tuesday, as this system threatens the Florida peninsula. You can see it just off the lower right-hand corner of your screen here. And taking a look at the rest of the Atlantic satellite view here, there is Elsa spinning its way across Jamaica and eastern Cuba, a rather large system. We'll continue to chug to the northwest here and eventually the northwest as it crosses Cuba and into the Florida peninsula. You can see the rest of the tropics not looking too bad. Don't have any major areas of interest, but look at that intertropical convergence zone from Cape Verde, the lower right-hand corner of your screen, all the way to the Lesser Antilles, looking at a lot of activity for this time of year. So we'll continue to watch here for that. And taking a look at the GFS model, you see it crossing Cuba and then making landfall just on the western part of the Florida peninsula, right to just to the north of Tampa Bay there. And then the GFS kind of heads it inland a little bit across the Carolinas, and then eventually the mid-Atlantic and the northeast. So landfalls right around that Wednesday, and then skipping up along the coast Thursday and Friday. Taking a look at the CMC model, it has come in line with the GFS. A landfall right around Wednesday, Tampa Bay area, and then really solidifies it and holds it together as it moves right up across the Carolinas here, and then eventually just hugging the coastline up into the northeast for your Thursday and your Friday. So there you have it. There is a much better model agreement today with this system. And taking a look at our hurricane model, skipping along the Cuban coast, then Monday the Florida Keys, And look at this. It's finally come more in agreement just north of the Tampa Bay area and then hitting this low inland, a little bit further inland than the other major models are, and then off the mid-Atlantic coast. So there you have it. This model was a lot further west towards the beginning of the weekend, but now it is slowly coming a bit east with the major models. That's good to see some more agreement here with the model data. And thank you, Tropical Tidbits, for this as well. Look at this. The Euro has a landfall just north of Tampa Bay as well. So pretty much unanimous model agreement going on with the models, and then skipping up along the Carolinas and then offshore of the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast for your Thursday and Friday. So this is becoming a no-brainer at this point. The system is going to affect the Florida Peninsula directly. Taking a look at the upper air pattern across North America, the ridge continues out west with those well above average temperatures, although they won't be as prevalent in the big cities of the Pacific Northwest. Coastal areas and areas 50 to 100 miles along the coast will be a bit more temperate, still above normal. Those temperatures in the 90s and near 100 degrees will be felt well inland across the Pacific Northwest and to southwestern Canada. And then back east, we have that ridge of high pressure really keeping it warm across the northeast, mid-Atlantic, and portions of the northern southeast. So there you have it. And your Monday across the northeast, look at this. High pressure remaining mostly in control along the coastal areas. Inland here, we do have that stationary front in western New York, central Pennsylvania. That will be the focus of some scattered showers and thunderstorms later in the day, about a 30 to 40% chance, a better chance up towards the St. Lawrence River Valley, up towards 40 to 50% chance, anywhere from a quarter inch or less of rainfall. Temperatures will be the big story here, hitting into the 90s across middle and western Pennsylvania into western New York, 92 in Buffalo, Erie, hot spots, 94 in D.C., 91 in Harrisburg. The rest of the Northeast, not too bad, 79 in Concord, 75 in Portland, getting near 90 in Binghamton. Taking a look at Monday across the southeast, this tropical storm Elsa will be the big story over the next 3 to 4 days. You can see Elsa will be reemerging off of Cuba, down from 70 mile per hour winds to about 65 mile per hour as it tries to get its act reorganized. We'll be encountering some southwesterly wind shear, especially later Monday into Tuesday, so this will keep a lid off of upward intensity, but it will be right around the Florida Keys on Monday. 65 mile per hour winds right around there, so a strong tropical storm. And it will be spreading some heavy rain across the Florida Peninsula and even some strong to severe thunderstorms as far north as Tampa and just west of Miami and the Florida Keys. You have that slight risk and then an enhanced risk across southwestern Florida and the Keys as well. Lighter rains to the north across the panhandle of Florida with that frontal boundary that will be stalled. This is the frontal boundary that will give the wind shear. So this is the one saving grace with this system from becoming a hurricane again. And your Tuesday across the northeast, look at this, really heating up as that system moves to the northeast. You have that frontal boundary moving across Concord and Boston, bringing behind it, look at those temperatures, mid-90s, a popular number, 94 in Binghamton, 95 in Scranton, 97 in Harrisburg, and 99 in D.C., 96 in New York City. So really heating up here. We have about a 30%, 40% chance of a late day shower or thunderstorm between the hours of 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. So that's mainly between those hours, anywhere from a quarter inch or less. So you do have that chance of maybe a cool down in between some of those heat waves that are developing. And here it is, Tuesday across the southeast. Tropical storm Elsa still with us, not moving very much. It will be near the Tampa Bay area or just offshore. The eastern side really giving, this is going to be critical for Tampa Bay because if you're on the east side, that will be pushing a lot of the water and the thunderstorm activity into your area with the strongest winds as well as isolated tornadoes possible. That's where the enhanced risk comes in here across central and south Florida here. And then you have the heavy rain spreading as far north as Panama City and Charleston, South Carolina. So the frontal boundary retreating to the north, but there will still be some southwesterly wind shear that will help keep a lid on further extreme development of this system. So at this point, we're looking at a strong tropical storm potentially making landfall later Tuesday, early Wednesday across the Florida Peninsula. Rainfall during this time will be really heavy. We'll be getting into the just Tuesday, probably on the order of 4 to as much as 8 inches of rain. And Wednesday across the northeast, that frontal boundary really slipping to the south out of Canada here. You see the battle of the seasons here. Look at this. Finally cooling down into the upper 70s in northern New York, Burlington, Vermont here, and Toronto. Look at that, 79. We still have near 90 Binghamton State College, Look at that. 90s in New York City, Pittsburgh, Harrisburg, and really toasty down there, 96 and 97 in D.C. So we have that threat of strong to severe thunderstorms. It's not going to be a widespread outbreak, but places like Erie, State College, Binghamton, Albany, Concord, maybe the northwest suburbs of Boston, you'll have to deal with the potential for damaging wind gust, large hail possible, especially between the hours of 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Wednesday. Wednesday across the southeast, tropical storm Elsa finally moves inland just north of the Tampa Bay area. We'll go through some weakening phases, probably weakening to a minimal tropical storm by later in the day on Wednesday as it moves inland. But by that time, a lot of torrential rain and severe weather will have occurred and will continue ongoing across especially the central portion of the Florida Peninsula on the southeast side and the east side of this system, which will be the worst side. That will spread heavier rains up into portions of southern and southeastern Georgia as well, and rain continuing throughout the entire Florida Peninsula, and even up into Panama City we'll have some rainfall moving in as well. So there you have it. And temperatures will be held down a little bit as well. Additional rainfall of 3 to 6 inches is likely. And Thursday across the northeast, here it is. The frontal boundary slipping further to the south. 70s becoming a very popular number. Even Binghamton, 79, 74 in Buffalo. Look at that. 69 in Toronto. That's a little bit fall-like. 72 in Burlington. And then we have that threat of strong thunderstorms on the southeast side of this system as it moves to the southeast. New York City, Scranton, just south of Albany and Boston. Damaging wind, large hail, even Long Island here. The big threat. Don't see any major threat of isolated tornadoes, but damaging wind, the really big threat out of this system as it slowly moves to the southeast. And Thursday across the southeast, there we go. Elsa finally ejecting to the northeast. We're finally getting Elsa to finally move here as she begins to get caught up in the westerlies. Right around the South Carolina-North Carolina border at this point, around 50-mile-per-hour winds, so it's a moderate tropical storm. In the yellow shading there, you can see that slight risk of severe thunderstorms with isolated tornadoes continuing mainly across eastern North Carolina at this point, up to Norfolk, just east of Raleigh. Heavy rain, lots of rain, 3 to 6 inches of rain across the South Carolina and North Carolina areas at this point, especially eastern part of these two states. Finally starting to clear across the Florida Peninsula, Tampa. You might not actually see any raindrops finally. Miami, maybe some late day showers and thunderstorms. But the Gulf Coast over towards New Orleans and Houston starting to get some showers and thunderstorms. Panama City, you might actually stay dry as well. Taking a look at the extended outlook for my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Scranton's and all points along the upper Susquehanna River Basin from upstate New York into northeast Pennsylvania. Take a look at Monday, sunny, nice day, only day without showers or thunderstorms, 89 degrees up towards 90. A nice cool start though, nice sleeping weather. Tuesday, this is where it gets really hazy, hot, and humid again, 94. Chance of late day scattered showers and thunderstorms between 3 and 8 p.m. And the Wednesday, better chance of showers and thunderstorms between 3 and 8 p.m. up towards 90 again, a little bit cooler. And then Thursday, the front starts to move through down to 79. Better chance of rain, quarter to half an inch possible. And Friday, we clear things up just slightly with a chance of a late day thunderstorm, high near 81. Joe Dreyhouse from the Johnson City, New York area, back on this past Friday, July 2nd. Thunderstorms, strong thunderstorms in the area, producing tremendous amounts of lightning and heavy rain, and even some severe weather in the local area, just south of the area. Lots and lots of lightning in the sky. Look at that. Lightning dancing around the sky. Very nice captures there, Joe, from the Johnson City, New York areas. Robert Stone from the Lakeland, Florida area. This was last Monday on the 28th of June. Look at that, big stormy skies, and this will be a rule coming up with Tropical Storm Elsa. But nevertheless, a week ago, we saw lots of storminess here across the Lakeland area as his travels brought him to Lakeland, Florida. Look at those stormy skies off in the distance. Thanks, Robert. Taking a look at viewers sent in photos and videos, John Holz from the Little England area in New York State. Take a look at that. Really, really hot across the region as this was a very, very sweltering week. Traversing across the landscape. Very beautiful part of New York there, John. Nice captures. Thank you. As always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. Don't forget, in the comment section down below, if you have a question or comment, go ahead and post it. Smash that like button, subscribe, hit that bell button if you haven't already, so you're alerted when I come out with one of these videos. Give my Facebook page some love, MeteoMark, also Weather Northeastern and Hurricane Northeastern, Twitter at WX Northeastern, and my websites are MeteoMark.com, WeatherNortheastern.com. Once again, as always, thank you for joining me for this edition